Hello everyone, and welcome to Gander Gardening with Dawn. Today I'm going to do a video about the 3 types of seed that I'm going to be planting in February. Today is February the 1st, and it's definitely time for me to start thinking about the seeds that need to get started right now for my Zone 5A garden for this summer. And also, at the end of this video, I'm going to be doing an update about how the seeds that I started the first couple of days in January of this year are doing. And they are actually all doing quite well, spoiler alert. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased. So I'll be doing an update on those later. If you're interested in that, you can stay around and watch that. But right now, I'm going to talk about the 3 types of seed that I'm going to be starting in February. The first type of seed that I'm going to be starting in February is Foxglove. And Foxglove is one of my favorite flowers. And you may already know that it is usually a biennial, which means when you plant it, generally the first year it just grows foliage and the second year that it will bloom. However, Dalmatian is a series that will bloom in the very first season if you plant them early enough. And also foxglove seeds. Foxgloves are cool flowers, which means that they can be planted out in your garden 6 weeks before the last expected frost. This is very important for my garden because our frost date comes a little bit later than I wish that it would. So we actually can get our foxgloves out into the garden a little bit earlier, of course, once they're hardened off. So foxgloves I get started in February because I can plant them out early, 6 weeks before the last frost, and also because I love them. Oh, and by the way, the Dalmatian peach foxglove seeds came from Select Seeds. I'm also going to be starting another kind of foxglove, and these are Camelot White. And Camelot is another series of foxgloves, just like the Dalmatian series, that will bloom in the first summer if you plant them early enough. And these will get a little taller. They will obviously be white, Camelot White, and I'm really looking forward to having these because white flowers just seem to brighten up the garden wherever you put them. So, and these Camelot White foxglove seeds came from Swallowtail Garden Seeds. The next type of seeds that I am starting in February, because of many of the same reasons as with foxgloves, is the Snapdragon. I am starting Chantilly Velvet. These seeds are also from Swallowtail Garden Seeds, and they are a beautiful snapdragon that for me get about 2.5 feet tall and have open-faced, very warm red flowers that fit in really well with my garden and also in cut flowers arrangements. They are very, very beautiful. And just like the foxgloves, snapdragons are cool season flowers. They are a tender perennial, which means in warmer climates they would come back every year. But here they will die usually over the winter, although the odd time they will come back if we have a very mild winter. But they can be planted out 6 weeks before our last expected frost. And snapdragons are really frost tolerant. They can take it down to -5 Celsius without any ill effects whatsoever. So this is another one that I am planting, Chantilly Velvet. Again, in the same family of snapdragons, this is Chantilly light salmon. And this is another seed that I will be starting right now in February for all the same reasons. The only difference between this one and the Chantilly velvet is the color. And just like the name says, it will be a light salmony, peachy kind of color. And these seeds came from Johnny's seeds. And the last seed type that I am starting is Coleus. And the reasons for starting this one so early are completely different than the other two. This is a very, very tender annual, but it can also be grown as a houseplant. So I like to start them early in February. This one is Coleus Pinto mix, and the seeds came from Select Seeds. And when it's a mix, of course, you're not sure exactly what you're going to get. So I like to start them early so that I can see the different colors as they're developing, and then I can decide where I'm going to put them, whether in a container, whether in the ground, or whether I may use some as gifts for people, because Coleus are great to grow because you can grow them inside or outside. And Pinto Mix is a newer variety that can take a little more sun than some of the older varieties, but I still will be planting this one in a part shade, part sun situation. I find that's where they do best. Coleus Pinto Mix. And now an update about how the seeds that I planted a month ago, I believe I planted these on the 2nd of January. So this will be almost a full month today. I'm going to let you know how they're doing. And in very early January, I started 3 types of seed. And the first one of those I want to talk about is Dichondra Silver Falls. And here is one. I'll bring it up closer to the camera. Here is a slightly smaller one, and here is a slightly larger one. And I'm just looking down at my notes. I actually planted 15 of Dichondra Silver Falls, and 14 of those germinated. So that is a 93% germination rate. Isn't that great? They always seem to germinate for me really well. I'm very, very pleased. Can't wait to get these. And the reason I started those early is I want to get them really big and starting to drape before I put them in my containers for the summer. And the second seed that I started in early January was quite a surprise for me. It is the purple bell vine. And if you watched my first video about seed starting for this year, you will know that I was joking that I didn't know if any of them would germinate, because germination for those can be very, very iffy. Sometimes they don't germinate very well at all, and sometimes it can take a really, really long time. But made a liar out of me, because this time I planted 24 seeds because I didn't think many of them would come up, although I only need about 5 or 6, but I planted 24 and 20 germinated. Wouldn't you know it? And here is what they look like. I'll come even closer because they're very small, aren't they? Even though this is actually quite a lot of growth for a purple bell vine, in my opinion, because they take so long to get going. Well, I planted the 24, 20 germinated. That's 83% germination rate. So, wow, that is a really good result this year. And it turns out I'm going to have a lot of purple bell vines that I'm going to have to give to my friends, or maybe I'll do something else with them. Who knows? But anyway, that's a fun problem to have. All our problems should be like that one, what to do with our extra plants. So the germination rate is going down, you may notice. This last seed that I planted in early January, so a month ago now, is an Echinacea. It's Powwow wildberry, and in the pack there were only 10 seeds. So I did hear that they do really well with the winter sowing method. So I planted 5 of the seeds in one of my winter sowing jugs, and that one's outside, covered in a snowbank at the moment, so hopefully doing very well. And the other 5 seeds I planted indoors. And out of those 5 seeds that I planted under lights, 2 germinated. So I have 2, but these are looking fabulous. I'll bring them both up so you can see. Look how lovely they are. So this is the Powwow wildberry. The reason that I started some from seed is because I purchased a plant a couple of years ago, and I have it in my garden, and I just love it. I love the bright colors of the blooms. It's a little bit shorter. And you know what? I'm actually really happy with 2 that are that have germinated, and hopefully some of the winter sowing will have germinated as well. So I can't wait. I'm really excited about this growing season. I'm looking forward to spring so very much, as I always do, and I'm sure you do too. If you're watching this channel and you're watching this video, I know that you must enjoy spring as much as I do. So thank you. If you have any questions or comments or helpful advice that you could give me about any of the seeds that I'm starting, please do that. And also come back in early March and check out my next video. I'll be updating you on the seeds that I started today, and I'll be talking about the seeds that I'm going to sow in March for my 5A garden. Thank you very much for watching.